Good evening, everybody. This is Gordon from Grinning Gargoyle Gaming. I am joined this evening for our Greyhawk campaign by Alan playing Xerxes, the coffee lock sorcerer thing, whatever it is. Tiefling. There we go. I've got it. I have Katerina, played by Mickey. I almost said Michael.
That's weird, because I did call myself Michael today.
Oh, really? That's great. So, played by Michael in another life. The Bard, with Bexy Bard. I have Peter playing Corolus, the dwarven monk of weird, fiery, sunburst shit. And I have Neville playing... Wait, who's Neville still? Is he Beirut still?
Beirut.
Beirut, the
Beirut
female
today.
Beirut.
No, I'm the Beirut, the real Beirut.
Are you now
Not anymore.
Beirut? Proper,
Are you
proper
now
Beirut.
a real
Can't you
boy?
read the name? It says
OG.
Beirut.
I'm not looking at that screen. Anyway, and I have Richard playing Carcarius, the cleric of Procan, the Ozimar cleric of Procan. I almost screwed it up, and anyway, so I try so hard, but I can't help myself. So, when last our heroes were around, are they heroes?
Heroes is a broad
No.
term.
Let's call them
Anti-villains?
Heroes.
Interlopers. Interlopers is a good word.
We are not interlopers.
What are we?
We are just happy adventurers.
Happy.
We just bypass a lot of things and very friendly, and we don't do anything too terrible.
Will we be kidnapping a husband for Siren today?
We can see if we can find you one.
Well, you're... Wait.
We can kidnap your husband, but only if you're willing to carry him until we get somewhere that we can put them down.
We have a bag of holding.
Exactly. We'll
Yeah,
put some
say
stacks
head
in
out.
there.
Is breathing a prerequisite for your husband?
Well, just leave his head out. It's fine.
Heck
Like
holding is
like
very
a-
small, so it's gonna be a gnome.
Like a
And
chihuahua,
bag him.
like hanging out. Is that right?
So, anyway, our people have defeated two guardians that they had a slight miscommunication problem with. Well, actually, one of them actually managed to cast a spell that allowed her to understand what they were saying. And it fizzled out into uselessness when they drop-kicked her halfway across the cave.
You know what I'm happy about for once? It wasn't anybody who started the fight, except it was the bard that started this fight. For once, the bard that normally sits on the sidelines is the one who started this fight.
To be fair, I did sit on the sidelines that entire fight.
She did.
After you
started-
started the fight.
She started it and then said nope.
I did tackle.
Like on a bard
ground.
CV, that's like one of their main skills: provoking fights and staying out of it.
Instigator.
Yeah, instigator, chief
Exactly.
instigator. The new CIO of the party, chief instigating officer. I like it. Mickey, that is your new title. Put it in your name.
I am yours.
It's like,
Second.
You know,
in
when you get
command.
these DMs that are like, okay, you did something really good or really bad. Give me your character sheet. I'm going to change you to chaotic evil. There we go. I've just changed your title. And yeah, so they managed to defeat them, and well,
They
Siren
instigated.
actually discovered this before anybody else, but this was the entrance to another huge cavern. I said hundreds of feet. It's actually more like thousands of feet across.
Our light switch.
Yes, your light switch. Well, robot switch, whatever you want to call it, golem switch, that's your thought. And you guys had, but where we left off, you guys had basically been standing, looking out into this huge expanse. All these fallen stalactites and stalagmites, or broken stalagmites, should I say, scattered across the floor. Just this maze, if you will, leading up to this large central spire, the only thing still intact. And this blue energy skimming across it until it reaches the ceiling, where it dissipates across the ceiling, sort of causing it to be not quite daylight, but bright enough that you get a good view of the entire cavern. And you can see the central spire seems to be some sort of fortification, some sort of castle, if you will, built onto the side of this huge column. And you guys, I believe, wanted to catch some Z's.
Yes.
My suggestion would be, after we saw that, I'm going to just walk straight out the cabin, start making camp, and cooking up some purple worm.
Mmm, delicious.
Yum yum.
Tangy.
That
At
sounds
least
good.
I'm doing my job. I'm making sure that we're all fed.
Oh yeah, here's the
Like-
chef.
I've been butchering every single thing that we've slaughtered so far. So
Same.
Butchering is the right word. You and Xerxes, those roles you've been getting lately. I mean, you didn't do too good with the Bahir either, if I remember right.
it's
We got
fine,
enough.
People got something out of it.
It was
That's what
shady and difficult.
So
And I would have butchered these freaking stone golems if they weren't stone.
okay. That's
Oh,
good to
weren't
know.
we? Did we get all those potions?
Yes, while they're
Yeah.
sitting in the party inventory. Oh yes, that's right. That was the other interesting thing that happened. One of the golems, when they toppled over, there we go, that's a good word, broke open one of the huge purple crystals, and there was a number of, well, there were a couple of places you broke open some more, and there were some strange fluids contained in these crystals, which seemed to be raw chaotic magic, and tapping into them you discovered some that gave you the power of invisibility, basically giving you guys 5 invisibility potions, and the other ones were potions of speed. Did everybody help themselves to those potions?
Don't think I've taken the ones I
No.
want.
I didn't just want to grab everything.
Yeah.
Purple worm protective plate.
I'll take one of invisibility. And one of speed. I feel like the one of speed can come in handy for me.
For anyone.
So, well, so the cleric can go first and not save people, but
Just keep
use
one.
preventative measures rather than saving measures.
Just remember,
Yeah.
when you take that ecstasy, when you come off that high, you're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, it's doesn't give you a better initiative. It gives you haste, 2 actions per turn.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah. But
just
exhaustion-
imagine.
Why do you need heroism? I exist. I have that. That's fine.
Because that worked so well in the past.
It did.
So,
It did.
alrighty, is there anything else you wanted to do in here before we do a long rest? Or...
Maybe while we're having the long rest and that, discuss a plan of how we're going to tackle this tower. I have a good idea.
Okay, well, we're all ears.
Oh, well.
Xerxes takes the potion of invisibility. He can fly, and he's got a spyglass, so he can go and recon from a distance. That's my best thought at the moment.
Bums has got twice my speed.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. But
Can Bums
Bums
use a
won't speak to
spyglass?
all of us.
He's got better. Yeah, he can actually speak to all of us better than I can.
Up to 1,000 feet away, I think.
Can you-
120, I think.
Or is it only 120 feet away?
Yeah. Limited.
It's not going to help very much.
Can Bums use a spyglass?
How long does the potion of invisibility last for?
1 hour.
Oh, was it an hour?
Well, then, Xerxes, you'll have plenty time to go over there and do recon.
This is true.
I mean, an hour of invisibility, as long as you don't drop a spade on anybody, you're good.
Oh, do you have a pick on
Hey,
you?
technically, you could probably drop a spade because you're dropping something. You're not actively attacking.
It came from the ceiling.
I feel that is bending the rules. It is the intent behind the dropping. Oops, I dropped a spade on this poor dude's head. Uh-huh. You knew fucking well what was going to happen when you dropped that thing on his head. It's intense.
There was no guarantee it was going to hit.
True. Well, discuss amongst yourselves.
I discovered it, so someone else.
What
Normally
else?
that phrase goes with "I discovered it." I'm gonna go look.
What else is in the area? Is it just the tower?
Tower and debris all around it. You said
Lots
there
of
was like
big
loose rocks and
rocks.
that.
And floating things.
Yeah. The other thing is
Floating
I
things.
could use the ring of telekinesis and create a barrier of rocks in front of us as we move towards it. You know, when we get to that point of we want to approach it kind of thing. But I'd say we'd need to recon it first somehow.
Yeah, I'm just worried about getting too close to it.
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
do I?
with your spyglass and that you'll be, what, at least you can do it from about 200 feet away.
The
I
spyglass
have
is
good
just
stuff.
at my proficiency again.
Getting exact.
Well, 100 feet away, that's still a good distance. As long as nobody's on watch that's got, like, what's that? Like, I see everything kind of stuff. It should be good.
True side.
Or just superior dark vision.
No, superior dark vision, I won't be able to see Xerxes. Not even I can see Xerxes with my sight if he's gone invisible.
Oh, so
And I've got something better than superior dark vision.
devil sight.
So, what's the plan?
I don't mind scouting.
I don't want to risk Xerxes getting like zapped by something, but if
Well,
that's the
he's-
only option,
Put it this way, Xerxes also has a backup plan. If he gets spotted, he can DD straight back to us.
True.
Oh, dimension door.
Burns has also got
I'm like, what does
resistance.
Xerxes' brass eyes have to do with it? Sorry, that was a bad joke. Sorry,
Burns
what did
has
you
got
say?
Burns has got magic resistance.
He does.
Yeah. We need a bit of context for that.
He's got advantage against saving throws against
Yeah.
magic.
But for what? What if he gets attacked?
Yeah, if there's any magical shit that jumps out at him, us.
Well, you've got fire freaking immunity.
Yeah, but
So-
it's like electricity, not fire.
Not all damage is fire. Just by the way, Neville.
Yeah, I know, but
It's a high likelihood to be
it's
fire.
a high likelihood that if he comes across a mage, that's usually what gets cast.
Mm-hmm.
Firebolt, a fireball, a fire something is usually the first thing, although he's a tiefling, so
Ray of
there's
Frost.
resistance. But
I will just go and scout and I'll save this potion because it looks pretty powerful, expensive. And yeah, in case shit, I can just dimension door out.
haven't we got a few more crystals we can smash apart here?
None that were glowing with the same kind of intensity as the ones that you happened to destroy.
Okay.
There are no more magic potion crystals, in other words.
Until it
Oh,
respawns.
what Gordon's saying is there are no more that we can use.
No, there's probably some, but you found the most useful ones. I was going to say they normally yes, a potion like that would be expensive, but in your case they were dirt cheap. See, I made a funny joke again. You're supposed to laugh. Your DM demands you laugh. Everybody rolls everything from now on with disadvantage. So, just jokes. Okay. So, do you want me to do the long rest? So everybody can knock off some rations, and then when you guys wake up, you can go do your scouting thing.
Good.
Are you guys setting a watch?
Yeah, I think
I'm
we
setting an
probably
alarm
should.
over there where the entrance is.
How big
On
can your
both
alarm area
sides.
be?
Actually busy checking up on that now to see what size it is. See if I can freaking find the stupid spell. Alarm is my word, I can't read. 20-foot cube.
A 20-foot cube.
Mhm.
Any other parameters? Like you can make a 80-foot line. Or is it just a cube?
Just says
Okay, that's only going to cover like half that entrance, just so you're aware.
yeah, well, you know that I can cast it multiple times.
Okay. That's interesting. You're welcome to. And it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours or until dispelled.
Okay, good to know. 20-foot cube.
Yeah, 20-foot cube, so both entrances to this cavern, front and back, basically.
So, does it cost? Is it a ritual that you're casting it as?
Yep, so it's going to take me like almost an hour to do it, but that's fine.
Yeah, well, the rest of you guys are doing something. Beirut says he'll cook, but then he gets distracted by putting up his alarms and the food is burnt to a crisp.
No.
Luckily, it's only worm.
My unseen servant will be doing the cooking.
Yeah, Bims will not allow that food to get burnt.
Bims would probably not mind if it was burnt. Food is food. Alright, cool. So you manage to do so. You take it with a little bit of time. You do your preparations. In terms of watch order, are you sticking to the normal... Oh, this has been reset. How weird. Who's taking first watch?
Not me.
I'll
sleeping
take
through
first.
all the whole things. I've got alarms.
Okie dokie. Second watch? Or are you splitting the watches? How are you doing it? One person watching at a time?
Would that be wise?
No, not normally. Well, I'll do the second watch.
Alright. And who's sitting with Carcarius and who's sitting with Carolus?
Hmm.
It's actually clever because those two have the highest wisdom between you lot.
Fair enough. I'll take the dwarf then.
You'll take the door.
I'll take the dwarf. I'll take the dwarf. He doesn't
Pick me
have
up
a
another way.
Wake up and the dwarf's just dead. I don't know what happened.
Oh no, I fell down and this knife magically went into his gut. I don't know how that
And you, Ellen, what Xerxes doing?
Is there 2 watches or 3?
2. Well, I don't know. It's up to you guys. Carcarius has got the first watch by himself. Carolus and Siren are taking the second watch. You can either have slightly longer watches.
Okay, we just put it into 3 and I'll Bims and I'll do the last one.
Sure. Can do. So, Beirut, you doing fuck all?
I have alarms up.
Mm-hmm.
Anything comes in, well, we'll know about it.
Your alarms are 20 foot off the ground.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Whiskers can be with Carcarius.
Whiskers will be with Carcarius. Okay, cool. It is
Kitty
done.
cat.
Yeah, winged.
There are now 2.
Sword.
Yeah, but this one has wings.
Whatever.
Okay, I'm clicking.
Can you
long
imagine if
rest.
Whiskers was with the
No, wait,
dwarf?
I'm not clicking long rest. I'm not clicking long
Yes.
rest yet. So, alright, first watch, Carcarius. Give me a perception check. Where are you standing as you're taking watch? Where are you guys camping?
Let me just see if
In
I
that
don't think
cabin.
I've.
In like the middle?
Can I get the map again? Because I don't think I saved it last time.
I'm going to create a nice little alcove for myself from the remains of said Godamite statue things.
Alright.
Oh crap! Please share again because I was closing another map and it literally opened under the fucking mouse pointer.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
I'm setting my fur-lined tent up over there.
Yeah. Cool.
No luxury.
He was prepared for snow and winter, and he's in the Underdark with fur.
So, Barry, where's your alarm set up? Along this or along behind us?
All. Front and back.
Okay, I'll set up.
And
Up
I'm
there.
over there in between the debris, nice and comfortable.
I'll say
Debris all
one
around me.
alarm could probably block off the entrance into this cavern. 2 will cover the ground, but you won't be able to cover the top bit.
Yeah, I can only put a 20-foot cube
Yeah, exactly.
from the ground up, so 20 foot up in the air.
Yeah, and that entrance that leads into Spirefall Cavern is about 40 feet in diameter.
Oh, that's
So,
kicking.
All right.
Yes. So I'm going to set up between where the statues used to be.
Alrighty. Why is everybody running away? Neville, are you really running all the way into that corner?
Well, that's where I put all the debris of the stone golems, so I'm building it up around me like a little fort.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Oh, are we
Freaking
finding
thing is-
Well, I'm
places to
gonna-
sleep?
On my turn, I'm gonna patrol as well.
Okie pokie.
This platform is empty, and now I shall torch myself on it.
I shall sit where I conquered my foe, or where
Exactly,
my
me.
conquered foe lives. Take
Me,
what is
myself.
theirs. That's the way it works, isn't it? Alright,
Yes.
cool. So,
Ah, crap.
Carcarius, you begin your watch. The rest of did you guys all remove rations, by the way?
Yep.
No, I'll go do that now.
So you begin your watch. It is eerily quiet around you. As you're pushed between these 2 statues and you're looking out and about, I need you to make... Oh wait, did you already make a perception roll?
Yep.
Damn it, you must wait until I ask for these things, so I can tell you disadvantage or advantage. But it's a
Yeah.
roll, so it's fine.
But you asked me already, and then you're like, but wait, where are you sitting? So I thought, let me roll it anyway then.
So 20 is a pretty good roll, though. As you're wandering around there, keeping an eye on your companions and their restless sleep, because I don't think you guys are having a very restful sleep at this point, you hear something strange. It takes you a moment to realize what you're hearing. And it sounds like several women's voices singing some sort of lamentful song. You could just catch it very softly, coming from the direction of the tower, basically. You rolled well, like I said. A 20 was pretty damn good.
Would I be able to go pillage Xerxes' spyglass to have a closer look?
If you know where he keeps it.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm just saying, if it's in his robes, you might find something else that is similarly shaped.
I'll just like, you know that pseudo where you pseudo wake someone up like they're half asleep? It's like, where's your spyglass?
Where's your spyglass, Xerxes?
Okay, if I roll less than 10, you upset me.
Oh no.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to sleep. Like, I thought you were trying to attack me.
Just shush, where's your spyglass?
Fuck off.
Shush.
Honestly. My watch isn't for 6 hours still.
It's been like 10 minutes since you went to sleep. You've still got time.
Yeah, I'll lend it to him.
Cool. So
Thank you.
the spyglass gives you what?
Plus times 2 proficiency.
Okay. For perception checks. Visual perception
Yeah.
checks. Cool. Alrighty. So what is your proficiency bonus at the moment? Plus 4? Plus 3?
Plus 5.
Proficiency.
Proficiency plus 3.
So you get to add another 3 to it, eh? With it. So you're going to go and have a look with the spyglass.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking directly at the tower or around the cabin?
To
Just doing a sweep?
sort of towards where I assume the sound is coming from.
Alright. So with the spyglass,
Sort of like a scan up and down the tower.
make another perception check for me with your.
And-
Whoa, camera did something weird there. It's like gone out of focus.
And then, so it's perception plus 3, eh?
Yeah. So you can just roll up on your modifier as well. If you
God damn it.
Okay, with a 14, I'll say you still hear that same sorrowful song. You definitely can tell it's coming from that general direction, through that gap.
Yeah.
But as you're looking around, you don't see anything noteworthy. You just see every. Well, this will take a while. It's around every 30 minutes or so. That pulse of light that travels up the we keep calling it a tower, but it's more of a citadel. Flashes upward, and you get the timing down pretty well, but you don't see anything noteworthy with that roll. Unfortunately.
Okay.
That's not my sound effects. It's a plane
No,
flying.
that's the plane that's like just right outside my
For
window.
a second, I was like, did I click something that I shouldn't have clicked? Just making sure.
I'm in the air next to the plane right now.
You're in the air
Oh,
next to a
plane.
plane. That's an accomplishment. All right. So, but yeah, you don't see anything. You don't see any movement. You just hear that music, and it continues for the rest of your watch. When you go to wake up Corollas and Siren, it is still there, but it's very, very quiet, very soft. You can
You
point
have to
it
throw a
out to them.
pebble.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
can
you
hear.
guys, if you listen carefully, you'll hear there's some weird singing going on. I think it's a cult.
Karaoke night.
Yeah, karaoke. Oh, you should join them. Karaoke.
Yeah, I know they're singing "It's Raining Men" in there somewhere.
Ooh.
I feel like that is something when Siren eventually finds her prospective kidnappee. I mean,
Kidnapped husband. Yes.
that's what the song she's going to be playing.
Yeah.
So you go to sleep, Hocarius. Corollas.
No, she can only sing that once she's captured 3 husbands.
So true.
Three.
Don't give her ideas.
Mm.
It just makes more work for me. So, you wake up the others. Corollas and Siren, please give me some perception checks.
Let's see how bad this is gonna be.
Very bad.
Perception. I can't read apparently. Yeah. Oh, I have +5.
So, Corollas, you said you were patrolling. Siren, are you just staying up on that plinth?
Yeah, like with a scanning
You're scanning around as well.
my hand. Yeah.
Corollas, with your traveling around, you find yourself fascinated by these strange rock formations, and you sort of like have a bit of an ADD moment where you're not paying attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to. And yeah, you just lulled into this dwarven curiosity about the rocks around you. It's a dwarf thing. Siren, sitting on your perch, I don't know what you would be doing.
Yes.
You leisurely take a look around. You're listening to this music, this song that you can hear, but you do not understand the words that are being sung. But you being a bard,
Yeah.
I will make a performance check for me, please.
Haven't done that in a while.
No, you haven't. And this is not actually like the traditional use for it. I'm trying
It's
something
fine.
different. Wow, a 14. You've got a plus fucking 10. Your
No.
performance? Yeah, we haven't done this in a while. I've forgotten that ridiculousness. So you follow along, but you're trying to like understand from the rhythm of the song. You're trying to understand what it's about, but you also can't quite grasp it. All you know is that it is hauntingly familiar in a way,
Oh yeah,
but
it does
it's
have a
not.
familiar
It's
beat.
not something you can't put your finger on it.
So if I hear it again somewhere else, probably I'll
You
be like,
might be
that's
able to. I'll say if you hear it again somewhere else, you might be able to get advantage on that check as well. Might jog the memory kind of thing. But
Also, what was jog the memories if you understood
hey,
Elven?
you're asleep. Shut up.
Quite me.
Yeah,
Punch you.
You're asleep.
I'm asleep. I'm dreaming.
So, you just hear Beirut snoring in the... Holy shit. Sorry, my dogs are going ape shit here. It just gave me a fright. So, your watch ends without any real challenge, without anything really happening. You wake up Xerxes.
The noise song.
Noise song.
The song and the...
There is a song noise coming from that direction.
Backwardly direction. It feels familiar.
I feel like
Can't
I
tell
need
you
to
what
create
it
a
is.
character that speaks like that.
So I feel like Xerxes would wake up and would have slipped the spyglass like back between his arms while he was sleeping. So he would have
Like,
woken
how
up
does
clutching
Xerxes
the
sleep?
spyglass.
Upside down.
Oh god, no.
Robe over the head.
Xerxes.
That's like a nasty old bat.
And as I go to bed, I'll just whisper to myself, be like, no, I'm not telling them that. Just, no.
Good. So, Xerxes, you wake up. And where are you positioning yourself for your watch?
You're now inspired, Siren.
I'm what?
You're now inspired. The majestic view.
I didn't see anything. I actually just walked.
The mighty spire
Straight.
rises.
I actually walked into like.
More
the
like floppy
crystals.
mushroom.
No, floppy mushroom.
I walked into the
Hey,
crystals like
there's some
7
clothes in
times.
here too.
So
Fantastic.
I can't see.
So, anyway, Xerxes, where are you? You positioning yourself at the front there? You and
Yeah.
Bones. I just realized Whiskers was supposed to help Carcarius, but because Carcarius rolled well, I ignored Whisper. Whisper. Anyway, so make some perception rolls for you and Bims, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you hear the same music that was pointed out to you, as does Bims.
If Bims hums it to me,
Bims hums it to you what?
will I remember it?
You will remember the tune with your roll. You just can't intuit any meaning from it, is what I meant. You'll remember the
Fine.
tune, but you don't know the words to the song. You just go.
Fine.
Don't ask me to try and imitate it because
Uh,
you'll be
uh,
hearing
Is it the equivalent of breakfast at Tiffany's?
something. One of those little earworms, but anyway. So, with Bims's roll, Bims takes a bit of a flutter. He takes a he doesn't get far away from you, but he does fly deeper into the cavern just to take a look around. And the song is still going on. And about halfway through this, as he flutters up to have a better look, the song stops. Not abruptly, it's like as in it ends on a note. And Bims sends you a message into your mind and he says, there is a set of gates that I can see, boss. And there's 2 big somethings. Can't see what they are though. But something just moved.
Oh god.
Okay. So in the distance.
Yeah, no, like far away. This is in the center of this cavern, thousands of feet away.
They're not moving towards us, just moving.
No, he says it just moved.
Okay.
And
Alright.
it flutters back down to your shoulder.
2 more stony creatures on the other side. Did we see how many? 2.
Yeah, he said he saw 2 figures.
Alright. Noted.
So the rest
And the light.
yeah,
Do I see anything with the half an hour lights?
yeah, you notice the same pattern. It just keeps on going up. So for each
Yeah.
of you guys over your watch, I mean, you would have been, what's that, about 5 times each? that you guys would have seen it. One of you might have caught an extra light show, but nothing changes. There's no, how can I say, there's no variation in it. It's just the shimmer, that this glow that just speeds its way up to the ceiling and then dissipates. But nothing, you don't get any kind of like feeling or anything from it. It just seems to be lights at this point.
Okay.
Alrighty, so you wake up the rest. You guys have your breakfast. Don't worry, you don't have to mark off rations again or anything like that. And I will do the big thing, which is the rest, the long rest. Ka-chung. Okay, I have a very weird. I can't get rid of that. That is weird. It was like every time it wants to use the sound links now, it throws up a weird error message. It's odd. Fantasy Grounds has done something weird. So, you guys wake up, have your breakfast, and yes, you are rewarded with 20,500 XP distributed amongst all of you, which was 4,100 XP each.
Hey.
And I believe that makes you unofficially level 9.
8.
8.
I don't think I get anything.
Well,
Sorry.
We'll take level 9.
We'll take 9s, yeah.
I did say
We'll take those
unofficially
9s.
level 9, so you are officially level 8.
Well, if we're officially level 8, can we level up?
No.
Can you drag the dragon over quick?
Nope.
Ability.
Access denied.
I'm gonna level up. Do I want strength though? I don't know.
You can't level up. Stop it.
I'm not. I'm thinking.
Permission denied. Okay, you think about it, and you think long and hard, like 40 days worth.
I'm not allowed to think.
You can think, just 40 days worth of thinking.
Yeah.
I think it is. So,
Yeah, 14 days.
your alarms were not triggered through the night, Beirut. You wake up, you feel their magic dissipate one after the other. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
No, 10 minutes. It's actually 11 minutes because the casting time is a minute.
11 minutes. Crikey. Fuck. Really? So, what are you doing?
I'll set some alarms again, but only over there. Just so that we know if somebody's
At the
coming up
level
behind
of the
us.
entrance, okay?
Yeah.
I'll tell everyone that there's golems potentially on the other side.
Golems.
Golems are like these statue things that we fought.
Yeah, Bim says he couldn't really see what they were. He just saw movement of something big next to what appears to be a gate of some sort.
My construct bashing hand twitches.
Your mace hungers. So, decisions, plans, what are you doing? Feed me
Well,
information.
I guess we go investigate. Because that singing went on. Yeah, that singing went on right through the night.
Yeah, it stopped during Xerxes' watch.
Very culty, if you ask me.
Well,
We missed half of night.
Half of what though?
That is a good question.
Half of your soul?
You never know. So, how are you guys traveling? What are you guys doing? Give me information. Are you approaching? Are you going into the cavern? Are you running the fuck away? What are you doing?
these rocks are very big that's inside the cavern scattered all
There
over.
are many rocks of many different sizes, but on the whole, there are massive piles of. It's not really rubble, but it is rubble, in that it is lots of stones and rocks and debris.
Okay,
piled on each other.
Is there like a direct path from where we are to the spire?
No.
So there's no
It is
direct path.
maze-like.
There's just a lot of rocks.
There's a lot of rocks. But
Okay,
you have
so
an
I'm gonna-
advantage.
What's that?
You have
Telekinesis?
flyers.
And we have an aerial view.
If you guys didn't have flyers, this would have been much more interesting. But your flyers can pretty much lead you straight towards that spire with a little bit of effort. It will just take time.
Oh, what we can also do is I can fire up telekinesis. I can just move rocks out the way in a straight path towards the spire, basically.
Yeah, but if
Move
we're
around it.
trying not to get seen, that may not be the best route to go. I feel like giant boulders just getting flung out the way would tell people
No. Edging it carefully. I mean, we want to move in there carefully.
Okay, but we also don't want to age 6 years while we do it.
Yeah, no, this is true.
Hey, how far is it from us to the actual spire?
To the
From
actual spire?
where we're standing?
It's about, say, 1,500 feet, give or take.
Yo, that's far.
It's far. This is a huge cavern. Like I said, last week I misspoke when I said hundreds of feet. It's actually thousands of feet across.
Alright, well, let's make tracks, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's if we move at 15 feet around, you say it's 1,500, so that's 100 rounds.
Everything sounds so much further in feet.
So that is 100 rounds is what, 100 minutes?
So it'll take you.
So
just
it'll
under
take
2
us
hours.
about 2 hours or so if we go there carefully. And we can move the rocks out the way carefully and just plot a path.
This is where my brain is at. That's 500 meters. Like,
It does sound so much further in feet. You're not fucking wrong. But still, 500 meters in this cavern is huge. So, what are you doing?
oh yeah. Let's
I
take
mean, we got eyes in the sky, we got Xerxes, we got Bims, we got...
we'll take a slow mission.
So you're just following the paths, letting them guide you from the taller rocks. You're not moving rocks out of the way. Or what?
No, we can do that, but then we're going to go very, very stealthily, and I'm going to hide every step of the way.
Okay, so if you're trying to
Far
be
away
stealthy,
from them,
and
especially
be
far
careful.
away from car carriers.
Okay, you're being careful, etc. And Xerxes.
Like I'm not even hurt. That's valid.
All right, everybody give me some stealth rolls, and you can have advantage on it if you are moving slowly and carefully, as Beirut insists.
And I am going to slap myself while I do this, just to make sure I'm awake.
Each step you just.
He means he's going to guide himself.
Ooh, actually, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, double sevens.
Not bad at all.
Oh wait, it's with advantage, right?
What did Bims roll a d4 for?
Feel-
My
That was a horrible roll.
ring of elemental command,
Oh,
1d4 plus 1. So I got 2 slots back.
Okay, so it wasn't actually Bims, it was you. Cool.
Yeah.
I feel like
Alright.
I may still keep the 14 instead of just re-rolling straight, because that's as lucky as I'm gonna get with stealth.
Pretty much. So 14 for Carcarius. Ooh, went too far. 20 for Xerxes. 27. Geez, that's a natural 20 for you, Peter. Crikey.
I'm doing this purely out of interest. It is not my set roll.
Siren of 14. Bims of 15.
Yep,
Fury
I'll,
of
I'll,
21.
I'm glad I did what I did.
I disappear from time and space.
Almost.
Put that there.
You guys start moving through this maze-like landscape. There are some places where the rocks are quite dangerous, sharp. And Xerxes, a couple of times you'd as you're flying, you sort of brush accidentally against a rock and you send a little bit of a cascade, a little avalanche tumbling down one side. Not enough to cause any real sound, but locally there is a little bit of an echo, but not too much. As you make your way closer and closer, it does take just on 2 hours for you to get there. You're maybe around 100 feet away from this place, and you see a lot of the stones. It's a lot less dense here. There's fewer stones lying around. There are wider open spaces, and one of these spaces sort of leads you. I won't say it's not like an actual avenue. It's not actually a road, but it's a wide, direct line. And you can see in the distance, because 100 feet you can see it easily, these two large figures standing in front of this black metal gate. There's this wall that's about 30 feet tall that seems to be built up out of this black rock that you've become so familiar with. And etched around the top of the wall are glowing purple sigils every 10 or so feet. The two figures that you see in front of you are absolutely enormous skeletons. They appear like they could be the skeletal remains of giants. And you see they have these large clubs in their hands, but they are just standing there. They are unmoving. And as you start getting closer and closer, I need all of you guys to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh.
Wisdom save.
I'm okay with that, though.
Can Procan help me? Because I
Yeah.
might need it.
Ain't nobody can help.
Sure. I'll pat him on the back. Pro can guide you, my friend. Whoo, nice.
Right. Bims won't need to roll for this.
Who's patting you on the back?
Giving Beirut some guidance from Procan.
Some moral support, because guidance doesn't work for these checks, unfortunately. It would be nice.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't.
Emotional support.
Yeah. There's another spell that does for saving throws, but
I was going to say, Bard Lady, can
Yes.
you do anything? I will allow you to give somebody inspiration. You can talk some
Okay,
sense
we need
into them.
inspiration. Xerxes.
Xerxes.
Beirut as well.
You're. I like.
Beirut roll. Oh,
If
geez.
Xerxes is flying, I like. You're very average for someone of your kind.
Well, thanks, guys. It was nice knowing you all.
Very average.
So,
Wing.
let me tell you what you were actually rolling for. As you come within sight of these gates and you start moving closer, it's not the presence of these large skeletal figures so much as this edifice, this monstrous structure in front of you. It is sending off waves of some sort of foulness. You, as a cleric of Procan, you feel an incredibly strong essence of undead radiating from this building, and it is deeply unsettling. So unsettling that Beirut and Xerxes, to move forward,
What do I roll?
companions need to drag you forward.
Wait. No, they don't. No, we don't have to. I can imbue you with heroism.
What do I need to roll for the inspiration?
Oh, yes, inspiration. Yeah, roll. That's a D8. Sorry. I forgot about
Yes. You are
So,
inspired.
I asked for
on
it.
my
Then.
words.
No, you still would not have made it.
A 12.
So wait, hang on. Bard lady,
Yes.
Lady Bard. What are you doing?
hmm I can give them heroism, and that gives them immunity to being.
Okay,
Right.
so this is how this happens. Mark the spell off if you're going to, because you're going to use it to give them heroism to give them immunity.
Is it just Beirut?
Beirut and Xerxes will both be
Xerxes, then that's 2. A level 2 slot.
a level 2 slot. Oh, can you only do it like one creature per spell level?
I thought it was 4 creatures.
You can use second spell slot level or higher target. How many creatures is that? Until the creature, a willing creature. So
willing creature.
second level or higher, 1 additional creature.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's not like aid.
Yeah. So
I'm trying. Okay.
as you guys approach
I'll
this
put the
gate,
effects on.
cool, great. When you feel this, you get this feeling, this trepidation. Your heart starts to flutter, and seeing this, Siren starts singing a song of encouragement, and she casts heroism on you, and you immediately feel yourself relax, and you're not as you're not staring as intensely at this thing in fear, as you were a moment ago. And you
That
feel
was a
like
lot of
you-
thunder.
Was that on your side?
Yep.
And you actually can
I have to put this
progress
on myself
forward.
because concentration.
That's weird. Something weird is going on here.
And you get temporary hit points. There you go.
Oh wow, that too.
And there
The
you
gift
go.
that keeps on giving. I just realized the music wasn't playing this whole time. Very strange. As you get closer, maybe within 50 feet of these gates and these two figures standing in front of them, you start to notice their heads are following you. But as you get closer, you can actually see that there are these dull red pinpricks of light glimmering in their empty eye sockets as they stare at you.
God.
They do not raise their weapons, they do not react to you in any way, but they are aware of you, clearly at this point.
Okay. I'm getting like deja vu with the other guys.
Which is?
Like, if we get any closer, they may just attack us.
Don't touch them.
I think I'm
Got
getting
it.
deja vu because I think I might have phrased it in pretty much exactly the same fucking way, and I don't know why.
Got it. Don't touch.
Then we should
So-
just walk
so-
around them.
Whichever one is looking at me with those nice little red pinprick eyes, I'm going to look up at him. I'm going to say hello in Elvish, and I'm going to wave.
Shit.
It
That could
looks
have
at
been
you,
so much more useful.
and it throws its head back, and you hear this thing that's the sound that sets you're just on edge from this noise. It's like 1,000 people scratching their nails against chalkboards.
Oh.
It is something out of nightmares, and it starts as this high-pitched thing and ends in this guttural roar that just echoes through this cavern. And then there is silence. Beirut, you feel something
Heroic.
not heroic. No. You feel sort of like a buzzing sensation.
I feel buzzing sensation. What, like through my bones, or like in my head, or
Was that
Through
a
your
bad sound, guys?
And as you're watching, another one of those bursts of light flares up this building, this structure, and the gates start to creak slowly open.
Oh.
And as they widen, I mean, these gates are about 30 feet, 40 feet wide. So each door is about 20 foot. And it opens up, and as it's swinging open, you can see a figure striding towards you. It is covered in black armor. The armor is strange, though. It seems to be made out of not interlinked. It's not like splint mail that's interlinked discs. It seems to be like triangular, almost like little black triangles that have somehow been fitted together, and it's glowing to a certain effect with that same kind of red glow. And as you look up, you see that there is this absolutely horrifying helmet on this thing's head. It's shaped like a screaming skull, but where the mouth is sort of open, and that's the face, kind of a thing. And you can see it's got a faceplate over it, and you can see there are two slits for eyes, and in each of those eyes is a brighter red glow. And behind this figure, excuse me, behind this figure, you see three spectral figures floating gently behind it.
Does this figure look familiar to me?
I was about to ask, is it the same figure that
You
we
guys
remember
got a
from
critical
Troll?
look at him. You recognize this. This is the same being that you saw when you defeated the troll in the Dreadwood.
Guys, I think we found who we've been looking for.
Then I'll look at him and I'll like wave and I'll greet him again in Elvish. Hello.
He does not respond. He just keeps on marching forward, and these three spectral figures behind him sort of resolve themselves, and you see three beautiful elven women, or at least the spirits of three elven beautiful women, floating behind him. And he stops inside the gate, and you see immediately those two large, bony creatures relax.
Yeah, well, that's a good sign, I guess.
How can you see bony creatures relax?
They slump their
I'm trying to
They're
shoulders.
no
figure it.
longer agitated. They just, they slump, basically. But as this figure is standing near to you guys, you feel like every little ounce of warmth in your bodies leave you. You start shivering. It is cold to be so near to this creature, this former man, this person, whoever he may be. And a voice that absolutely shreds your soul, yeah?
I still get the sense of, like, very much undead, eh?
Oh, yes. This is the kind of... I mean, you've become fairly familiar with undeath. And as a matter of fact, you have met something of perhaps comparable power before. Do you recall when you were on that island doing something with that gigantic crystal stone? And you saw that very large flying dragon in that maelstrom above the crystal that disappeared into a portal? You get the same kind of sense of undeath. Powerful undeath. Something that you do not feel ready to contend with.
Beru, tread carefully here.
I was just thinking of producing a flame in my hands to keep them warm.
Yeah, maybe don't do anything that could be taken as aggressive.
Well, I've been waving and saying hi. I'm not getting a response. I don't know what else to do.
He's thinking you want to attack him or something. I don't know.
Okay, I'll take a step forward and I'll reiterate in Elvish, greetings.
And he says, please do not defile my ancient tongue. Speak the common tongue.
I'll switch over to the common tongue and say greetings.
He bows, but there's just something in the way he bows. He seems to be mocking you. And he straightens. And he says in this voice, I wanted to get voice mod activated for this, but I'm going to describe it to you. This voice is just this hollow echo. You almost can hear with every word that he says, there is a short gap and then that word is repeated. It's almost as if he's speaking, across some sort of huge open space at you. It is very unnerving. And he says, so you are the ones who bested my guardians. Well done.
Yeah.
I did not expect
which guardians?
We didn't go out to do that intentionally. It just happened that we were defending ourselves. Just to put that out there.
Waving.
I provoked them. You are welcome.
So the least amongst you provoked.
That would hurt my feelings. Would.
He chuckles, and it is weird to hear this echoey chuckle coming out. But he says, I sense that the living approached my domain, but it would seem that fate has brought unlikely allies to my doorstep instead.
Yeah.
Allies for what?
Well, do you recognize us? Shall I ask first?
I know who you are.
Yeah.
I was sent by the hags to watch you, and to see how their pet fared against you. I reported your success with much glee.
I take it you are not really in league with the hags.
No. They have bound me against my will. I cannot move freely against them.
Then we have a common enemy, sir.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I say, old chap. I should have made this guy sound like that.
No. I would have gone mad.
Is there a way to unbound you?
Say again, sorry?
Is there a way to unbound you, free you?
That is something that we can certainly discuss, if you're willing to assist me.
What do we get?
That is the
Well-
alliance I propose.
Well, we did come specifically to find you for assistance with the hags, so we are open to negotiation.
He steps forward. It maybe closes half the distance between you guys. What was that, about 24 feet? And he lifts his head, and you almost hear what sounds like a deep inhalation of breath, but you know this thing being an undead creature, it has no need to breathe. And he says, I taste a familiar magic
Did you
around.
smell us? Did you just... Yeah, What
I
a
tasted the
pervert.
magic that you carry.
pervert.
So,
I'll call Whiskers back to me. My shoulder.
my brother sent you.
Ah, that who he is to you.
We never knew you were brothers.
He did not
We ne-
inform you.
We
The
never
plot
asked that we...
thickens.
Of course not.
The
He's
plot
very
thickens.
That can only
secluded.
mean that he hoped that you would destroy me. And you see, he immediately draws this huge black sword from a scabbard at his side. He says, "Is that your purpose here? Have you come to attempt to destroy me?"
Nope.
We're here seeking
No.
allies to
No,
fight the hags.
Why? Why did Erevan send you down here?
Because we told him that we were looking for allies to fight the hags.
And he sent you to meet.
Yes.
well, he said
Yeah.
there was somebody very powerful
Do you
down
need
here that
advantage?
could possibly assist us.
But he didn't tell you who I was.
No,
Described you, but they didn't.
He was very elusive with...
he did not even provide us your name
He
or
was always a
location. He just
Pompous
said down here.
jackass in life. He's probably still even more of a pompous jackass now and undead.
As all else are, what was What?
I cannot disagree with you. My kind have a bit of a hoity reputation. But that is neither
Not
here
gonna
nor
argue.
here. And he sheathes his sword again and he says, I think it is best if we discuss this in more comfortable surroundings. You will be my guests for a time.
We shall be
Please,
your guests
follow
for us.
me. Do not stray from the path and stay close to me if you can. I have control over my minions, but if you go somewhere where you're not supposed to, they have standing orders to destroy anything.
He's
It's
an
all-
elf. so-
May I just ask one question? before-
He like stops and turns. He says yes.
The hag asked you to come check on us, on all of us, or on specific members in this party?
On you, Beru.
Damn, he remembered.
I
was
want to
wondering.
confirm it. We had a suspicion, but now I want to confirm it. Seeing we have a chance to confirm it, I want to confirm it.
He says, you are most perceptive. I was sent to watch all of you, but most especially, I was sent to watch the Watcher.
Thank you for your honesty.
May I ask you why?
The hags seek your friend. He knows something that the hags want to know as well. I don't know what that may be, but if they are interested in him, he should be fucking scared. He would say fucking. He would just say he should be scared.
I'm
He's too much
scared.
of a. You can hear he's. I mean, he's undead, but he's refined. This guy, he speaks like royalty.
So tempted to try and goad him into saying fuck.
But he says we will discuss this more in my home. Please follow.
I'll say,
Oh,
So this is.
and by
this
the
is-
way, since my brother didn't bother to introduce you to me, my name is Arniax. Some call me the Lost Prince.
Arnix.
Arniax.
I'm not gonna remember that, but as I am walking this,
Fantastic.
is it right up? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Arnold with an X.
Yes, it is Arnold Schwarzenegger with an X. No,
An accent.
an accent. Well done. So on that note, I think we should go for a break. You follow him in, but before we go on our break, let me describe to you what you see. As you enter through these gates, those large skeletons move aside, and as you're walking down this, it's maybe around 20-foot, like little alley between some buildings, up to these large black stone steps that sort of curl upwards and into this tower. Lined along the sides of that, just at your periphery, are hundreds of skeletons. You see them wearing all kinds of mismatched armor. Some of them look quite clearly human in nature. Others that you can see have more delicate bone structures, and you assume that these would be the bones of elves that have been risen to fight at his command. You also see some stouter figures. You see very easily, Carolus, you notice what is dwarven bones, dwarven warriors that have been raised to serve this being. There are even a couple of halfling skeletons running around.
I expected dwarven skeletons to be fatter.
They are thick set.
Bones.
They are.
So do we know if this is a necromancer?
Now that you are close to him, well, I mean, you could always ask him what he is. But if you'd like, make an Arcana check or a Religion check to see if you know exactly what he is.
I'll just ask the dude.
Angry.
You can ask him, and he'll say, "I am what is referred to as a Death Knight.
Sorry.
Once cursed as a living man, I cannot leave this life until I make amends for my crimes.
What you do?
Nothing that
Just
I will
the
tell
bar.
you about.
Siren, that's rude.
Trust the boss.
You
Put it
have
out
not
there.
earned my trust yet." But he leads you into this massive hallway through many little, well, I won't say, well, they are mostly like tunnels, because now you're inside this spire structure.
Concerned.
And eventually he comes to what it was once probably a very grandiose, like, ballroom. The flooring is white and grey stones. The walls, however, are covered in really old, tatty banners. You can see there used to be fairly fine-looking black carpets on this floor in sections as well, but they have also mostly just, like dust and rot. Nothing seems to last in the aura of this place. Everything just reeks of decay, and he leads you up to this very long table. It could probably easily fit about 100 guests to sit at this table, and he goes and he sits at the head and he says, "Please take a seat." And he gestures to either side of him at the chairs, and you see these skeletons come out to act as butlers, basically.
Oh.
Is the seat next to him empty?
It is.
I'll go sit there.
And as you sit down, we will go to our break, and then we can come back and have a discussion of sorts. Okie dokie, folks.
Yes, sir.
At least we didn't die walking through the door.
Zoom. And we're back, everybody. And we are sitting around a table talking to a Death Knight about our options in life. And
Death.
yeah, and death.
Question.
Have you heard about? Wait, what's that god of undeath? My brain doesn't want to work now.
Orcus.
Orcus. Yeah. Would you care to learn about Orcus?
Sir Death Knight, because I forgot your name already.
Arniax. Prince
Sir Death Knight.
Arniax.
Do you know this sword? So
Do I
isn't
know what sword?
Caramel.
You're gonna put Caramel on the table, or you're just gonna make her float?
She'll float in front of me.
She speaks to you and she says, "Are you sure about this? I don't think you should show the traitor who or
Well,
what I
he
am.
can't take you from me without starting something, so
If he
you're still
wanted to
mine.
take me from you, he would.
Exactly, so
You are a bug.
I'm sorry?
You are a bug compared to him.
Okay.
A lowly insect."
You can be an annoying insect.
Like a mosquito.
Or a fly.
That will be my new name. No, she doesn't actually say that. But she says, "If you're certain."
I'm just gonna ask him.
He says, "I recognize what that is.
Cool.
Who it is, I do not."
Neither do I. Just ask if you knew who it was, what it was.
So are you going to show me all your magical trinkets, or are we going to get
No.
down to business? So, and he starts strumming the table, like that. But I mean, what's coming out of the armor is just these. God, you can see. Look how hard I worked today. Just look at my ink stains. Anyway, he strums his fingers on the table, and it's just this hollow wood and bone. And he says, "I have a proposition for you. While I cannot easily end my curse, I can end my servitude to those hags.
I can end you.
If you help me, I will help you."
What do we
want
get?
to do what exactly with the hags? Why are you here? Why did you seek my help? Tell me that first.
Well, the hags, we don't like them. They're spying on us, so we want to kill them.
That surmises it pretty well.
I too spied on you, on their behalf.
Well, you see, on their behalf, they're the head. They're the head. Cut off the head. We want to cut off the heads.
The hags have many heads.
Yeah.
Well, I have a sword that loves cutting off heads.
No.
He says, "I have the most fantastic idea for my next abomination. An undead hydra."
Ooh.
That would be awesome. I would like to see that.
I'd hope to never come against that, but I would be intrigued to see it.
Well, maybe next time you visit me, I will have procured one. I like.
Do you need them alive?
Do I need them alive?
Yes.
Well,
For your
preferably to
experiments.
study them. Alan is back. And he is reclining. He says, alive or dead, it doesn't matter much, but if they are alive, I can imbue more of their essence into my creation. But, as interesting a side thought as that is, you want to stop them from spying on you.
Well,
So
we
you
just
want
want to
to-
stop them, period. We hear there's a bunch of them.
And
There's
why?
Granny Nightshade, and she's got a couple of little sub-haggies. So we're going to take out the sub-haggies, then we're going to take out Granny.
I begin to see why you have come. I assume you seek entrance into Petunia's domain. That's what she
believe
stole
that is-
from me.
That is the one that we are targeting, and she, believe it or not, is first on our list, yes.
I can assist you with that. If you find an object in her tower for me, and
Very glad he didn't say find a Hydra.
no hiding. I seek an item, a powerful relic, something that is bound to me. And it is through this that the witches have bound me to them.
Mm-hmm. Bring it to you or destroy it?
You would not be able to destroy it. It is not within your power.
Okay, so bring it to you.
Bring it to
Okay.
me.
Give me more details on the object. Big, small. I need an elephant to carry it.
It can
or-
be both small or big. It depends. It is a magical orb.
Finger guns.
Something stolen from another dimension. Another piece of the multiverse. Something that wields incredible power. But is beyond most magic users in this realm's ability to use. The hags have experimented with it, but Petunia, well, she was already mad to start with. Let's just say the orb destroyed whatever sanity she had left.
Okay, so wrap it up, bring it to you, don't play.
I will give you this, and he sort of makes a motion with his hand, and they sort of it's like the shadows coalesce, and you see he's holding this little black velvet baggie, pinched between his fingers, and he puts it down on the table in front of him, and he says, "This is well, I can sense that you already have a bag of holding on you. This is similar magic, but it is designed to hold this orb and keep it hidden."
Okay, so who's going to grab the baggie? Shall I?
I'll take it. I'll grab it.
Yes, the most honourable amongst us. Off to the...
Okay, so Carcarius, you're taking the baggie.
Yeah.
Just create an item in your inventory. There's nothing specific for it, but
Okay.
just call it a...
Death Knight's ball sack.
And basically his stuff.
I should have fucking seen it coming.
So I couldn't resist.
You have to name that now.
That one brought to you inspired by Haze.
For sure. I'm trying to resist laughing so hard that my eyes are tearing up. But yes, please put Death Knight's ball sack in your inventory. Oh, fuck. That was brilliant. That was really... Yep.
You get inspiration.
No, you don't get inspiration from that, but you do get a chuckle at least. So, you then grab the sack, put it in your bag, and he says, "I will arrange for you to enter the Hag's Tower secretly. I have a way into the basement, if you will, that she is unaware of. Unfortunately, her wards prevent me from entering her tower. But you, acting on my behalf, you should be able to get in there, and I will provide a distraction that will get the hag and her small coven out of the way. I believe the ball is kept somewhere on the higher levels of her tower."
Okay, if I may ask a question, how resistant are the hags to fire? In particular, fireballs.
Oh, you are very clever. And I will need to look that up quickly.
Give us information.
He is a very, very, very knowledgeable guy.
Yeah, but we have someone in the party who's very good at throwing those things. And what makes it better is he's immune to fire, so he can ground zero them.
But do they charm?
Sorry, that was weird. Why is it doing that? don't know what this is doing. I need to figure out what this is, but sure, whatever. No, they are not very susceptible to elemental damage. They do have some sort of resistance against it. You'll also find that normal weapons do not work against them.
Is there anything that they're particularly
Vulnerabilities.
vulnerable against?
What about holy energies, radiant energies?
Remember, in most cases, they are a mixture of the Fae and the Abyss. Hags are a strange bit of work. Yeah, they strange bitches. He says they are just as susceptible to radiant damage as anybody else is. But they are not undead. They are not, no, like myself. Well, not myself, but like my minions would be destroyed by your holy magics, your clerical magics. Your powers would be useful against the hags, but depending on what kind of hag you face, it might not be as useful as you think.
Noted.
There are many varieties, but in particular, the hags that you'll find, Petunia's coven, she herself is a night hag. She is also joined by 2 green hags of middling power.
Yeah.
But remember, when they are together, their magic is strongest. And these hags, tell me, what do you actually know of the covens that currently seek to rule
Not
Dreadwood
very much.
and its surrounds?
Really little.
Nothing. Tell us everything.
Tell us everything. Give us the information. He says, while I do not know them all by name, I certainly don't know who the lackeys are. Petunia is the local duchess over here, but each of these covens, there are 9 of them. 3 of the covens work together to rule a separate section of the Dreadwood. And of course, Granny Nightshade's coven is the strongest of them all. Hence why she is pretty much a queen amongst them. It is through her plans, her strategies, that they have won so much power, that they have consolidated their strength. I will say that what I understand of their strategy, they seem to be building up their forces, and I know for a fact that Granny Nightshade has made deals with several demons and devils alike to grant her extra power, extra firepower, extra manpower in whatever the hell they've got planning. And I suspect it is either the annihilation of the surrounding kingdoms, or at least the assimilation of those kingdoms. They are not content to rule the Dreadwood alone.
So they're power hungry, in other words.
As are most of their kind.
True.
But in particularly, they seem to be collecting magical artifacts. I know that they have stripped most of my lost kingdom of whatever value remained. Their minions swarmed over the city, both above and below ground, until my brother put an end to them. What else would you like to know?
Would you like to know more?
I feel like I'm gonna be useless.
Alright.
Just
So
try and get the reference.
let's see if I can get this straight. You can
Sasha
get us
Pippa.
into the lower part of the tower.
That is correct.
Rain.
You can provide us a distraction to get everyone in the tower out, or many that are in the tower
Most.
out. And we need to go up the tower, and you say it's in the upper.
I don't
Part
know
of the
for certain.
tower.
It could be in the lower
But
part of the tower.
How
I
many
assume.
floors do you think there are in the tower, approximately?
The tower has at least 5 floors.
Ooh.
5 floors.
There may be more.
And
No,
what's
actually,
the
there's not.
approximate
There may be more.
size?
There is more. There's one more. He knows this. It used to be his fucking tower before they stole it.
Okay, and the size of the
Yes, Mickey stole
Sir.
it.
Sorry.
the size of the tower's floors, like 50-foot radius kind of thing, or
For God's sake, Neville, give me a chance. Oh, where's my shortcut disappeared? There we go. Let's see. How wide is that? There isn't actually. Oh shit. Shit.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I have it. It's just that for some other reason the grid lines weren't showing. So I need to just see what is here. Alright, so what's that? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110 feet in diameter.
110 diameter. Is that for every floor going up?
Yep.
They don't narrow.
I don't think so. Let me
Okay.
just check the other one.
You said it was his tower, so
Yeah, I
should
know,
know
but
the
the thing is, while if he knows it, I don't necessarily know it offhand.
So
And like I
it
said,
took-
for some other reason, all of these, I didn't actually notice it before. It did not have it actually put in.
it was his tower until the bank repossessed it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, the Ag Bank of San Francisco.
But
Yeah.
do we get a reward? That's not just an ally? Oh, fuck.
I don't kill you.
But do they?
That's not a reward, now is it?
Are we gonna
I'll reward
be
you with
catched for tax evasion or something? To help them.
Do I get a
You
piece
get
of
a
your
tax
armor?
credit.
Can I get a souvenir?
you
For my
really
tail.
are mercenaries, aren't you?
No, I'm just a bard. I'd like to tell stories.
she tells stories and collects shit.
Yeah, I get money for my stories, so help a
I
girl
haven't
out. You know?
shat in a millennia, so I cannot help you there.
I want to ask this dude, like,
Well played. Well played.
while looking at us and the potential like strength of our party, would we be able to pull this off?
If I remove the coven from the tower, yes. You should be able to take care of whatever guardians they have. Usually a couple of Oni, some of those mongrels they keep as pets and servants.
I'm sorry.
Those
Hello,
ones
Dee.
that got wiped out completely when they came into camp.
Yeah, oops.
Oni. Oh
I do
god.
not know what you are referring to, but
Flashbacks.
You said mongrels, so I'm assuming you're meaning those doggy things that came to fetch a whole bunch of ore for Petunia,
Jackal
and
lures.
they
Useless
sort of like
scum.
Wait, do
Like
we
this
still
one.
do we still have
Yes. What was his name again?
Nick Jackelson.
Yeah, Nick Jackelson.
Yep, Nick Jackelson is still stuffed in Xerxes' robe.
Oh no! Oh, poor
Gotta
baby.
keep warm somehow.
You feel a very furry wriggling. It's not altogether unpleasant.
It's not what you think it is, but
But he says, if you assist me in this, if you free me from their clutches, you may call upon my aid when the time comes to move against that bitch Granny Nightshade.
I
I will
still like
lead my legions against her.
I'm down.
I still like a proof. I would still like proof.
Of what?
So my stories can be more realistic.
I'm not following. That's
She
me.
wants
It's
to
Dutch
May
fast
give me
food.
something of yours.
or wants one of your eyeballs or something.
Oh,
Like a
you
piece
want
of
an actual
armor.
souvenir from me to
Yes,
prove that you
actual.
worked
Yes.
for me.
Yes. Just it would scare so many people. Scare.
If he could pout, he would pout. But
Oh,
he
don't
lost his
pout.
lips millennia ago.
So like he looks like
Unbecoming.
Trump.
He reaches up
Hmm?
and pulls his helmet off and puts it on the table. And you guys are sort of like shocked at what you see. You see what's something that could basically be Erevan's twin, but where Erevan, you could clearly see he was undead. He was still like well preserved, if I could put it this way. This guy, his skin is all shriveled. His mouth is just this gaping hole filled with these sharp teeth. There is a unholy stench that comes off of him, and then you can see more clearly those little bright pinprick lights in his empty eye sockets. The eyelids are just this dried, decayed crap that is no longer there. He is decomposing, but at a very strange rate.
Would
But
you
there's still
look better?
enough flesh that when he talks, you can see it stretching and like a normal face would. And you
That's
can
not
see
better.
this cartilage, this sort of pointy cartilage with this very threadbare ear that sort of goes up into an elvish point.
Well, will you look better if we help you?
Not until my
Uh,
curse is ended and
yeah,
I am
that's-
dust.
Oh, poor you. Must get all the ladies, don't you?
Speaking of ladies, that same song that you guys heard earlier
Yeah.
starts up again.
God,
And
what is
So-
that?
behind this what do you call it, table where you guys are sitting, not behind, like to the side, off to the side, you guys all turn and you can see there's sort of like a performance platform that has been put up, like where a band would play when this place was an actual banquet hall and there would be dancing and merriment. And you see these three elven specters singing, and it's much louder. It's much
What is
clearer.
the song? What is the song? I'll ask.
And he says they are
Tickles my
telling
brain.
the story of how our great city fell. Would you like to hear it? I will translate some of it for you.
Oh,
Yes.
do I understand the tongue?
No,
Yes,
it
I would
sounds
love to hear
Elvish,
it.
but it sounds like no Elvish that you speak.
Maybe I can, with permission, of course, retell this story.
He says, I will tell you what they sing of. And he starts telling you a story about during the last mighty age of this civilization, of this elvish kingdom, where they ruled lands even across the seas. This place was a place of learning, this kingdom. The greatest mages who have ever lived found their homes here, and they created magics and artifacts that will blow your mind. And what they sing of is basically the warring of two human kingdoms that eventually crippled all magic in the world for a time. One of the great cataclysms that you are aware of in Greyhawk's history, where they cast such mighty magical spells at each other that they actually destroyed an entire section of the continent and turned it into a huge desert. And you know this to be to the northwest of where you are now, across the mountains to the northwest. But he says on that fateful day, something else was also taking place. His people were in the process of trying to isolate themselves from the rest of the world. And the greatest mages, of which he was one of them, attempted to cast a spell, and in the middle of that spell being cast, the entire weave of magic dissipated. And it led to some unfortunate consequences. Most of his people, their very essence, was ripped out of reality. They speak of the crystal ghosts, and immediately you guys know what he is speaking of. You recognize something in your recent travels that sounds very much like these crystal ghosts. These are the remnants of those people that were just basically erased from time and space. He says, with this untold, countless portals open to every plane of existence, it started ripping the very fabric of reality apart in the Dreadwood. And the spell that he was concentrating on, that which was supposed to protect his people, was instead turned into something of great evil. Something that is so evil. He kind of lets slip, and he's sort of like caught up in this telling and this translation that he doesn't realize he's doing it. But it tells you basically that a book was created of such immense power, and everything, so many life essences were dragged into this creation of this book. The high mages, the high elven mages that were casting the spell with him, they perished in its creation. And he also perished. But when all was said and done, as he was the focus, the chief spellcaster in this creation process, he was left not alive, but in the state you see him now. And
I thought you said.
His curse is bound up in the creation of that book.
Oh.
Interesting.
As long as that book remains, he remains. Has Siren taking out her book of erotic poetry?
No, she just said book, and it just worked well. So it's like,
yeah. So that's basically the gist of this tale.
What a fucking intricate song. Jeez.
But basically, what these women are singing about is just this great sorrow, this entire nation wiped out, and this curse over the entire land. And it goes somewhat into speaking why the Dreadwood is still so, how can I say, permeated by this transplanar magic. Why these creatures, why these things can slip so easily between the planes here. Because a big gaping hole in reality was torn here. And it hasn't been completely fixed.
See, the book of erotic poetry just works.
Is there any way we can help in the fixing of the rifts?
Maybe. But not yet.
Well, we have to do it again. I mean, come back here again.
Let's take care of these hags. You help me out, I help you out. What say you? Do we have an accord?
No, but
We have an accord. You want a pinky swear on it, or
a souvenir.
take our word on it?
A souvenir.
I don't think that you have the balls to betray me.
Probably not, because
You underestimate me.
You underestimate.
looking at what's around here.
He says, if you want a souvenir, if you
Yes.
succeed in bringing me the orb, I will gift you my helmet.
Oh, guys, we have to do it now. It's just another thing Siren can't use. She just puts on her person. She looks like this badass person, but can't even lift a sword.
And now you have a helmet, potentially.
Yes. Yes.
I have this imagination there. I'm running with this thought, and at the end of our campaign, Siren is fully get up in full plate armor with weapons she cannot use.
Yeah,
An
exactly.
armor that she's ill-suited for.
Yes.
But she's the ultimate metal bard.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I have one final question for the man.
Yeah.
When we were at Erevan, he allowed us to rest up, and it allowed us to rest completely and that for a bit. Are we able to do the same here?
Oh, I see. Oh, you're smart.
No.
Nice.
Damn it.
You will find no rest in my halls.
Why not?
Have you felt the spookiness in here?
It feels like home. I grew up in the Dreadwood.
I can do the typical bard thing and be like, your girls look nice. But I know, she
Your
doesn't.
backup singers. No,
So again, they
you
could
will
warm
not
my
be
bed.
permitted to rest here. But we will leave off what happens next week. Till next week. Till next time. The next thrilling episode. But basically, he's going to lead you from this room after you've sat down and had this conversation with him. He will lead you up, up, up in this spire until you eventually find at the very top this very, very similar looking to Erevan's door, but a much smaller version of it, but just as heavily enchanted. And he opens it up for you, and he says, in around 2,000 feet in that direction, and he points up, you will find the tower. This will lead you to a secret door that will open up in the base of the tower, on the sub-level.
Okay, just a question. How long did it take him to open his door? Because it took Erevan a goddamn long time.
Yeah, it will be also a long time to bring all the words.
Wow.
But he's just as he also does not want any uninvited guests. And even though this is supposed to be a secret passage, he still doesn't want to take any chances. Let's just say that these guys value their privacy. Okay?
It's for bloody sure. I'll turn to him and say, any other parting words of wisdom for when we get up there? You say 2,000 feet that way. When are we going to know when the distraction kicks in? Do we just need to wait and hear when stuff goes down, or
You will hear. I promise you that. You will know when the distraction is taking place. Agreed?
cool?
Sounds good.
Remember,
Get the party started.
when you return this way, move quickly, move stealthily, find it, and get out. If you don't need to fight, don't. I don't know how long the distraction will last for, but it will be eventful enough that the hags will need to take care of it themselves. So they will not be present,
So it's a stealth mission.
pretty much.
It's just
It's a
option.
heist, if you will. We're having a review of the heist.
Yeah, I'll be lookout.
Now I can help you with your predicament.
Just remember, Carcarius, you can guide yourself for your stealths.
Yeah, +4 to disadvantage. You can always take off your armor.
Yeah, the last time I did that, I almost got killed by, what was it, tube worms.
Just saying, it's an option.
I'll help you. I have
Alternately,
proficiency.
you can be lookout. Give me the baggie. We'll put the orb in the baggie. I'll give you the baggie back when we come back down.
Alrighty. So, if you want, you can rest up there, but I mean, you don't really need a rest. You've only been awake a couple of hours. Maybe at this time you'll be like 3.5 hours. So you're still pretty fresh. And yeah, you can start your trek up the stairs. I mean, it's not very wide. It's only maybe 7 to 10 feet wide. But it's just this long spiraling staircase. It's fucking monotonous going up it. But yeah, you will get to your destination. Which will leave till next week.
Yeah, I'll do a Tensor's floating disc. Kitty Cat can just like...
Yes.
You know how
Because some of us
Tenses
can fly.
works? It's level to the ground. So how does it work with stairs? I think Kitty Cat
That
will need
stays
to-
level the stairs.
No, it's level with each
It's just
step.
doing
so
that the whole time.
Yeah, it's just going da, 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 and she's like strapped to it, and you can just see shaking.
Something to that effect. So, alright then, folks. Then we're going to call
Thanks,
it for the
everyone.
evening. Yeah, thank you, everyone. And we'll see the rest of you guys. As usual, the podcast and all that jazz will be up as soon as I get round to it. Like this week, I've released 3 weeks worth of episodes. Because, yeah, backlog. But anyway, cool. Stay safe, be good, all that jazz. Cheers, cheers.